Have you noticed that when you run after a woman, she seems to ignore you, but when you move away, something magical happens? Suddenly she begins to notice you, to call you, to test you. It looks like a psychological game, doesn't it? But the truth is that there is a hidden rule in the attraction that most men ignore, and today I will reveal you exactly how to use it to your advantage. If you have already felt frustrated trying to win a woman, sending messages, giving all the attention of the world, just to be left in a vacuum, know that you are not alone. Many guys go through this without understanding what is really happening behind the scenes of the female mind. But what if I told you that the problem is not in you, but in the way you are playing this game? What I will reveal you today can completely change the way you deal with women and, more importantly, how they see you. The attraction game is not about running after. It is about becoming magnetic. It is about awakening the natural instinct of desire and interest in it without having to prove anything. The biggest mistake of men is to believe that excessive effort generates results. But the truth is that the attraction works completely differently. Women are attracted to mystery, challenge, and above all, by men who show value. When you are predictable, too available, and put it as the center of your world, your energy screams desperation, and it kills any attraction. Now imagine a different scenario. You stop running after, focus on yourself, become a man of high value, someone who has a purpose, a mission, a life of his own. You become the guy she needs to achieve, not the other way around. And that's exactly when the game turns. What happens? She begins to ask herself, why isn't he paying attention to me like the others? Am I losing something? The simple fact that you move away, of not showing need, fires a powerful psychological trigger in her mind. This is because attraction is not a logical choice, but an emotional reaction. When you disappear a little, she misses you. When you do not respond immediately, she feels challenged. When you have other priorities beyond it, you become irresistible. This is the secret of men who do not run after, and yet they are always desired. And I know this may seem difficult at first. You have been taught to believe that showing interest, always being present, and proving how much you like it are the keys to conquer it. But what really works is the opposite. Today, you will understand exactly how to activate this trigger in her mind and make her start to chase you. So, already leave the like in this video and stay with me until the end, because what I will teach you now can completely change the way you relate to women. Now, before we went deep into this strategy, I want to know from you, how many times have you felt that you were doing everything right, but still she ignored you? How many times have you endeavored, answered fast, praised, showed interest, and in the end, nothing changed? Comment down here, I've been through this, because I want to see how many people really understand this frustration. But today, this will change. No more running and being ignored. From now on, you will understand how the actual game of attraction works and how to turn this scenario to your advantage. If you want to be a man who arouses desire, who makes women notice you effortlessly, then that's your chance. And believe me, this is not about manipulation. It is not about cheap games. It is about understanding how the female mind works and becoming the man who naturally attracts without having to beg for attention. Then already leave the like in this video to show that you are committed to this change. What's more, you subscribe to the channel now and activate the bell, because in the next videos, I will reveal even more strategies that will completely transform the way you relate to women. If you want to master this game and never feel rejected, this is your first step. Now that you have understood the importance of stopping running behind, I will show you exactly what to do to miss you and start running after you. So stay with me, because now the game really starts. The truth is that the attraction does not follow the logic that most men believe. Have you ever wondered why some women are so interested in guys that they don't seem to give them a damn? Or why, when you distance yourself a little, suddenly she begins to notice you? This is no coincidence. This is reverse psychology in action, and if you understand how it works, it can completely transform the way women see you. The human mind values what is scarce. People want what they feel they can't have. This happens in all specs of life, but on relationships, this effect is even more powerful. When you are always available, always responding on time, always saying yes for everything, you don't become a prize, you become predictable. And predictability kills the attraction. Now, when you have other priorities, when you are not always there, when you become a challenge, something curious happens. It starts to wonder why you are not running after her as other men do. Have you noticed how women seem to be more interested in guys who show no need? That friend who never tries too much but lives surrounded by women. The co-worker who doesn't give ball but always has any interested parties in him. This is because these guys, even without realizing it, are applying one of the most powerful principles of attraction. They show no need, and this fires a psychological trigger in the female mind. When a man does not need validation, he automatically becomes more attractive. Now, the fatal error that most men make: show despair. To think that insisting, sending multiple messages, charging and always present will make you notice you. But it only communicates one thing: you need her more than she needs you. And so you lose the game before you even start. I remember an inscribed who sent me a message saying I was in love with a girl and did everything about her. She always answered fast, sent good morning, asked how she was, made favors, but she simply showed no interest. So he decided to change. He stopped working so hard, began to focus on himself, went out with his friends, invested in his development. And guess what? Before long, she began to look for him. Now I want to know about you. How many times have you felt that you were trying too hard and not valued? Comment here below, "I've done it," if you have already made this error, or "I'll change the game," if you are ready to turn this key and make it run after you. Now that you understand the mistake most men make and why run after makes you lose the game, let's talk about how to apply the right strategy and make it run after you naturally. This is not about pretending to be someone you are not, nor about manipulation. It is about becoming the kind of man who naturally attracts women without having to beg for attention. And for that, there are some essential steps you need to follow. The first and most important is to focus on yourself. This means that instead of spending time and energy running after a woman who doesn't even value you, you need to invest in you. Work on your physique, improve your mindset, improve your trust. Have a purpose, an interesting lifestyle, hobbies, goals. A man who has a full and naturally satisfactory life becomes more attractive because he conveys a safety and his own value. Then it is essential to control your communication. If you respond to her messages just as they arrive, if it's always available and never creates space for her missing you, you are killing the attraction. But beware, that doesn't mean disappearing completely, ghosting or playing immature games. The secret is to balance interest. Answer, but not always immediate. Keep your conversations short and objective without showing need. This makes her realize that her attention needs to be achieved, not that it is available at any time. Another fundamental point is to create the effect of indifference, and this is one of the hardest for many guys. You need to understand that your value cannot depend on its validation. If she wants to be around, great. If you don't want to, that's okay too. This emotional detachment is extremely powerful. Women feel when a man is desperate for attention, and this automatically makes him less attractive. But when you convey the energy that if she wants, beauty if not either, you become a challenge, and women are naturally attracted to challenges. Now, to amplify all this, there is the technique of cat and mouse. This is the game of unpredictability, which keeps her interest always on the rise. Sometimes you are present and attentive. Other times you get away a little and give space. This makes her mind intrigued, trying to understand what you want. This instinct of persecution is activated when the woman feels that she needs to gain her time and her attention, Not that she has it already guaranteed. But beware, when she begins to show interest, you need to balance the game. It's no use doing it all to attract and then be the guy who puts her in the pedestal. Still being the guy with a high value, the guy who has an interesting life and doesn't need anyone to feel complete. This is the secret to maintaining the attraction in the long run. Now I want to know, have you tested any of these strategies? What happened? Comment down here your experience, and if you want more videos with advanced content about attraction, leave the like, subscribe to the channel, and comment on Turned Game for me to know that you are ready to master this game.